Hello students, welcome back to Dr. Noor Firdaus Jahan channel where you are exploring the world of management with Dr. Noor. So I am here to discuss about the very important element of direction, that is communication. So as you know students, the full principles of management subject I am teaching you in this playlist. So we have done with almost planning, organizing, staffing, directing, correct? So we have done all these functions. Then under directing, there are four elements I told you. The first element supervision, second element leading, then third element motivation. We have completed. Today we are doing the fourth element of direction function of management, that is called as communication. Very important function of management. Not only in management but in your daily life also, communication plays a very important role. Yes, students, if you want to tell something and if you are not able to express that, then you will not be able to achieve any of your tasks. See, what you want to convey, if you are able to convey the same thing at the right time, then you say to have good communication skills. You want to convey something, but you were not able to do that. You can end up conveying something else. Then it is said that the communication has not happened properly. Communication, see, you must be having so many things in your mind, but those ideas, what is there in your mind, you should be able to talk to the people, discuss with them, and inform it to them, right? That we call it as communication. The communication skill is very important. At the 21st century, any kind of job you want to get employed, this communication skills plays a very important role. All of you need to work on these skills and learn to communicate most effectively. So, in order to do that, this chapter is going to help you, correct? Because I am going to teach you here what is communication and how to communicate effectively and what is the role of communication in management. So, before I start, let me ask you, have you subscribed to my channel? No? Then please subscribe it right now and keep sharing my videos, keep liking my videos, and keep writing commenting. Correct comments in the comment box. So with that, let me start today. So what is communication? So communication is defined as sharing of message. I told you, communication is, should say, there are minimum two people should be there to communicate. One person who want to share something, the other person to whom you have to share. If you don't have any person, then he is not able to communicate with anyone. That is why in communication, minimum two people are required. One is the communicator and one more is the person who is receiving the information. Or you can have more. Minimum two are required. So what is communication? Communication is defined as sharing of message, facts, opinion, ideas, and emotions between sender and receiver. Please make a note of it. Communication is defined as sharing of message, or maybe facts, or maybe opinion, or maybe ideas, or maybe attitude, or it can be emotion. The sharing of all these things can be called as communication. Some people say only message, if you are communicating, then it is called as communication. No. Opinion is also a communication. Emotions is also a communication. You're not telling anything. You're just crying. So that communicate that is something really wrong with you. You need some support. Correct? So just crying or just laughing can also communicate so many things. So it is between two parties, I told you, sender and receiver. Sender is a person who is communicating. Receiver is a person with whom he is communicating. So let us see the definition given by American Marketing Association, who defines communication is any behavior that results in exchange of meaning. So any behavior which results in exchange of meaning, we call it as communication. Then the next definition is given by Little. He says that communication is a process by which communication is transmitted between individual, group, and organization. So Little says that communication is not only between individuals, it can be with groups or it can be an organization, so that an understanding, correct, of a phenomena can be achieved. Correct? An understanding of a phenomena can be achieved and one will be able to understand what the communication is. Correct? So I'll read again. Little defines communication as correct, is a process by which the information is transmitted between individual or organization so that an understanding response is resulted. So that is what the next definition of communication talks about it. So when you are communicating it, please remember it can be anything: message, facts, opinion, or attitude, and there should be two people when you want to have effective communication. Then, what is the elements in communication process? As I told you, two people will be there in communication, that is sender and receiver. You can see that the first point in the diagram, please have a look in the diagram. The first point is the communication starting with the sender. What sender will do? He'll communicate the message. So what he want to inform the sender? If I am the sender, I have to communicate with you. First, I write down clearly what I want to communicate. Then the writing down of message is called as encoding. Like English language, I have to write, or maybe I have to tell in English. Maybe telling or maybe writing. Correct, can be it can be any form. The message has to be articulated properly. That we call it as message. Then medium. How am I going to call them? Whether I'll make call and tell, or I'm going to go there and tell, or I'm going to send circular. That is called medium. Medium could be a telephone, a medium could be a circular, a medium could be in person. So decide about the medium. Then once you inform it, the receiver will get the information. He will decode it. Correct? Then receiver will get the information. Then based on that, receiver will give the feedback to the sender. And whole this process of communication, something which disturbs the communication process, we call it as noise. The noise is the disturbance which happens during the process of communication, through which a messenger will not be able to inform the right message to the receiver at the right time. So take care of noise. There should not be any disturbance. There should not be any disruption in the communication. This can be called as communication process, or it can be called as elements of communication. So if you want your communication to be effective, you have to work on these things. Let us discuss about one by one. So sender, the party sending the message to the other party. So the sender initiates the communication. In our organization, sender will be a person with information, needs or desires, and a purpose for communicating them to one or more other people. So that is what I told you, a person who is initiating the communication process, who has something to share with you. For example, HR employee, HR manager wanted to inform you about the increment in your salary. So HR manager becomes the sender. Then medium. The HR manager wanted to go and inform 1000 employees are working there. He wanted to go and inform all 1000 employees about the increment in the salary. So what medium he can use? Medium is a channel through which the message passed from sender to receiver. Maybe the HR manager can send a common mail to all 1000 employees about the increment, or he can just make a circular and send it, or he can just post this in the notice board, or he himself can directly go communicate and come, or he can call for a meeting and inform everyone. That is called as medium. What is message? Message is, see, the management, we are, message, what HR manager want to give is, we are very happy and proud to say that management is giving increment, 10% increment in your salaries. That is the message. So the set of symbols that sender transmits is called as message. Correct? What is that? The content of communication, we call it as message. Then encoding. As soon as the HR manager decides to communicate this, then he will start encoding it. Encoding is mutual. Encoding is wherein a process where a sender tries to establish mutuality of meaning with the receiver by choosing proper symbol, proper words, and gestures. So what all I'll write? Like for example, he can say that we are very happy to announce the 10% increment to all of you. Like that directly he can tell. Or he can go and tell me what you want from management. Correct? They all will tell hiking salary. Yes, we are giving it to you. Like that also he can tell. Or why do you think salary is important to you? Yes, we are here to make that announcement. Like that also he can tell. Different methods he can tell. That is called as encoding. The sender believes to have the same meaning for the receiver. The receiver should get the information in proper way. How effectively I can inform him before. That is why elder people will always tell, think before talk. The thinking is encoding. The thinking, the wording, what word you are going to use is what is called as encoding. Then what will happen? The decoder, all 1000 employees will get the information. So the process of receiving the information is called as decoding. The process by which the receiver interprets the message and translates into meaningful information, we call it as decoding. Receiver must first receive the message, then interpret it. So all the 1000 employees get the news that they are getting salary increment. They are very happy about it. Then afterward, they interpret it. Salary increment, like what percentage salary increment I'm getting? Is it worth getting? So deciding on that is called as decoding. Then, so first you get it, then you interpret it. So receiving information plus interpreting information, we call it as decoding. Then who is the receiver? Receiver is a person, 1000 employees. See, HR manager is talking to 1000 employees. So here the receiver is group, 1000 employees group, or it can be individual. So receiver can be a person or group of persons whose senses receive the sender's message. The message must be crafted with the receiver's background in mind. So you should keep it in mind. 1000 employees, the HR manager has to talk. So what language they understand? So how should I tell them? Where I can meet them? All those things I have to keep them 1000 people in mind. Then only I should draft the message. Otherwise, most of the employees, 1000 employees, understand the local language. I'm going and announcing in English. They may not be able to understand it. So be clear about it. That is what you have to keep it in mind. The receiver. Who are my receivers? Before you craft the message. If the message has not reached the receiver, then communication has not taken place. So these are the elements of communication, students, what I am talking it to you. The next you have the noise, the factor that disturbs, confuses, or otherwise interferes with communication. I am communicating with you and some sound comes in between or my mobile rings. Correct? Your and my communication will get distracted. So that is called noise, my mobile ringing noise. Same way when the HR manager is trying to talk to 1000 employees, lot of background, something is happening outside, a lot of disturbance will come. So he is not able to communicate with them properly. That is called noise. So noise can rise along with the communication channel or medium. Noise can be an internal when the receiver is not paying attention, or external when the message is distorted by sound in the environment. See, my phone is ringing. I must have switched off my phone before communicating it to you. So that is internal. External is my phone is fine, I am fine, but on the road some traffic junction is there, some galata is, some noise is there. That I can't do anything. Some fight is happening outside, so that is disturbing my class. That is uncontrollable. That is what we call it as message gets distorted by other sound in the environment. Noise can occur at any stage in communication medium. It is particularly troublesome in the encoding or decoding. So anytime it can happen, but it will not have a good information if noise is there. Please try to reduce, then only you start with your communication. Then the next very important element in communication process is feedback. As soon as HR, all 1000 employees get the information, all 1000 people should convey the message to the HR manager. Yes, we got the information. We know we got hyped. That is what is called as feedback. Until unless the feedback is not received, the HR manager will not sure that they got the information. So the part of the receiver response communicated back to the sender. Yes, we got it. Thank you. Some message or just thumbs up. Something you have to do. That is what is called as feedback. I'll be telling you, children, please, if you like my video, please write down in the comment. Any additional thing you want, write down in the comment. I keep saying, because I want feedback from you. That is what is called as feedback. Able to understand, students? So today you have learned about what do you mean by communication, definition of communication, and process of communication are elements of communication. So the process of communication consists, starts from sender and ends with feedback. Correct? You have and ends with feedback. The whole process of communication is taught you today. Hope you like my video. If yes, please like the video, share my videos, and Keep watching all the videos. My previous 40 videos have been loaded on this subject. Please completely view the videos. Please understand the subject management, because management skill is going to take you in a long way in your career. That is why my attempt is to inculcate management skills in you. For that, please subscribe to my channel. Okay. So till then, take care. We'll continue in the next class with the next topic of communication.